So cosmic. All right, y'all, we live. This is the aftermath of the snow. Day 2. Yesterday, it was so much snow you couldn't even see none of those lights there, the bridge or nothing. I'm taking my walk. After I eat, I like to take a little walk. So that's what I'm doing. Got on the gear. Yeah, I'm ready, y'all. It's nice out. See, when you out in the cold, you have to dress warm. That's all. You got to dress warm out here. Dress warm. That's the goal. Day 7 of Ramadan. Feels good. So this is day 2. As you see, it stopped snowing. I'm taking my walk. Got my gear on. I'm always ready. Always ready. Yesterday, that snow was really coming down, but it feels good. Before you know it, it'll be summer again. Yep. So this is the view, y'all. You got the Empire State Building, got the Chrysler Building. If it was daytime, you could see the UN and the Freedom Towers, aka Twin Towers. Yeah. We got the boats on the river. Yeah, the scenery is beautiful. I mean, all year round it's beautiful. Summer is even more beautiful. But this is day 2 of the aftermath from yesterday's snowstorm. I'm out here. Like I told y'all, I normally take a walk. After I eat a meal, I take me a walk. Yeah, because usually if you eat and you just lay down, that food be rotten right inside of you. Yeah, so I said, you know what? I'm going to just take walks after I eat my meal. So this way, I won't, be all discombobulated with that food. Yeah, it rots in me. Yeah. So, take my little walk. Nice little walk too. It's under like 15-minute walk. Even though, I mean, this place down here is spacious. Spacious. There's a lot of room down here. And one of the things I really like, I notice what people do, when they see you walking, they move right out your way. As opposed to being in the, in the hood, where, people just standing around all in the way, ain't got no common courtesy and blah, blah, blah. It's a little bit different down here. So location is very important because, a lot of times the location determines the mindset. Because a lot of times when you got, space, different mentality. I mean, all humans are criminals as far as I'm concerned, so it don't really matter where you are. But I'm just saying in general, it's a little bit more, we can just, relax. You don't have to be so uptight like how you would be like if you was like, in the hood or, heavily overpopulated areas and stuff like that. So this is day 2 of the aftermath. As you see, the snow stopped. Yesterday, before the live end, I was talking about how you have to become your own best friend and your own best company and love yourself on a deeper level and stop thinking you have to fit in with people. Fit in with family, fit in with the crowd, fit in with society and what you see other people doing. You know, because you really don't. Because when you start doing it, you're going to lose yourself. Yeah. You know, you're covering up yourself, running away from yourself, trying to escape. You can't escape. You know, like I think how Teddy Pendergrass, he did a song, right? You can't hide from yourself. Everywhere you go, there you are. You know what I'm saying? Look in the mirror. You know what I'm saying? You know, we want to really start embracing ourselves on a deeper spiritual level, I'm telling you. Because technically, you all you got. Yeah, you got family, you got friends, this and that. Yeah. But I'm talking about as far as, you know, really dealing with life, man. You know, and like you're really going to find out where everybody is at when you get sick. Or you ain't got nowhere to go, money low, you going through something. You know what I'm saying? That's when you're really going to see, okay, these are really my people. You know, because a lot of times we be trying to fit ourselves in situations we ain't got no damn business involved in the first place. Stop trying to fit yourself in a situation you know you ain't got no business involved in. Learn how to fit inside of your own skin. Becoming comfortable with yourself. And if you got issues, I mean, there's a lot of information out here now where you can work on yourself. You take one step at a time. It's doable. You know? But the key is you cannot give up hope. Once you give up hope, you're done. So you cannot give up hope. Yeah, you know. So I'm taking my little walk. This is day 2 of the snowstorm. Y'all saw the other video I did yesterday. I posted. You know, so I'm just taking my little walk because this is what I do after I eat a meal. I said, I'm going to start walking, walk that food off, because I found out that when you eat a meal and you just lay down and go to sleep, that stuff rots in you. And also, you can have a heart attack while you're sleeping. Yeah. You know, so I said, hey, you know, I'm going to start taking, you know, my after meal walk. You know, because my goal is that, you know, longevity. That's the goal. You want to have longevity. You know, so you got to take care of your health. It's very, very important. Because if you do not take care of your health, you cannot enjoy anything that you presently may have. Your money, your relationships, you know, all the perks we have. You're not going to be able to enjoy none of those things if you're sick. I'm telling you. Your health is your wealth. That's the most important thing in the world. That's my whole vibe. That's my whole frequency. You know what I'm saying? Do for self, take care of self. You know, and heal. Because you definitely want to heal. Or to go a snowman. Somebody made a snowman. That's cool. Yeah, but my whole thing is that, you know, you want to make sure that you do the work, the spiritual, emotional work, you know, whatever you got to do, and age out gracefully. So you ain't got to be all up in the hospital taking all this medicine and depending on somebody to save you and, you know, all that shit. Nah. You have to save yourself. Once you get the information, now you're responsible for taking it and utilizing it. Yeah. Because we all are aging out. Yeah. So you want to make sure, hey, you know what? Let me start learning about how my body works. What do my body need? You know? Let me learn about them herbs, them crystals, the shungite, all these different modalities of healing. Let me learn about, oh, why I got these cravings. You know, you want to eat all hours of the night. You got parasites. That's why you're eating the way you're eating. So you want to do a parasite cleanse. That's what you want to do. Why are you in these relationships? You got parasites. Yeah, you got parasites that control your thinking. I'm telling you, it's deep. Once you start getting deeper into you and your health, which is your true wealth, you're going to find out a lot of stuff that the doctor will not tell you. They ain't going to tell you. Oh, your body needs minerals. They ain't going to tell you, oh, your body needs at least 20 minutes of sunlight. You can still get sunlight even when it's cold out. Because I think depending on where you are, around 2 or 3 o'clock, the sun is at its highest. So you can sun gaze for 20 minutes. If the sun comes in your window, get you a chair, sit by that window and just sun gaze. You know? Or let that sun, you know, well, from sun gazing, I found out that it activates certain chemicals. You know, I'm going to walk in the street because, I mean, I got my snow boots on and all that. But I'm going to walk in the street. I'm taking my little walk and I'm still in this live. But like I was saying yesterday, before the snow or whatever was going on interrupted my life, we are getting older. Getting old does not mean you're losing your mojo, you're falling apart. If you are falling apart and losing your mojo, you need minerals in your system. You know, certain foods will give you minerals, but I get most of my minerals. This is another little park here. I get a lot of my minerals from herbs. I used to do my smoothies with the herbs, but now I'm doing the herbal teas. So if you're listening to my live and you want to learn, or you want to like really recalibrate, you know, your immune system or whatever you want to do, you know, inbox me and then you go tell me, hey, this is the deal. I'll say, okay, I'll send you some information. If you took the jab and you're feeling some kind of way, the herbs, there's certain herbs that will help you, but this is the downside. You're going to have to use those herbs every day because a lot of people, from the clotting, they're getting those clots from the jabs. But don't worry about it. There is herbs out here. I've been doing my research. You know what I'm saying? Because I had people, family members who had to take the jab, you know? And I did my research, told them, hey, get this herb, get that herb. And they are doing what I told them to do. And they are thriving. So it's not the end. You know, I'm not no Christian, but in the Bible it says, I've given you every herb as a healing for the nations. It didn't say nation, it said nations. Because the Creator knew man was going to mess up, you know, the food, the air, the water. But there are things you can do to alkaline your water. You know, we got shungite. We show you how to alkaline your water so you can stop buying water. We show you what herbs to use for your wellness. All that. You know what I'm saying? So, just want to let y'all know that's what we're about. You know, because the goal is nobody gets out alive. We know that. But while you're in the planet, you don't want to be sickly or discombobulated or messed up. You can't even enjoy the simple sunlight because you know you're all diseased up. You're jacked up because of diet. Because you ain't praying, you ain't meditating, you ain't exercising. You know, you just got lost in some trauma or whatever the case may be. You know? But it's not a put down. It's just to let you know that the answers are blowing in the wind amongst men and women. There's a lot of people who got certain insights. You know? A lot of people think, oh, I got a master's degree in this and that. Oh, I'm making this amount of money. I'm driving this kind of car, living this kind of house. That don't mean nothing if you ain't got your health. Trust me on that. You know what I'm saying? I'm speaking from real life situations of being deathly ill and healing myself with them herbs. And that was my turning point. Even though I was already around the herbs, using them, but when I got sick, I had to use specific herbs to clean my blood. Yeah. And then I said, hey, I'm feeling better. I said, I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. So because you get well, that don't mean you stop using the necessary things that have healed you. You keep using those things because you know those things work for you. And if it's working for you, you stick to it. If it don't work, abandon ship. But if it's working for you, you're feeling stronger, you're feeling more healthier, continue using the herbs. Continue using them. Also, we got books on herbs. You can learn about what I'm talking about. Because the knowledge is out there. You know, like I said, I'm not a Christian, but that Bible says, I have given you every herb as a healing for the nations. So the creator or the universe or the God or the goddess, like whatever you want to call it, has made the earth habitable for us and placed in it cosmic medicine. Yeah. And if you study history back in the day, they didn't go to the doctor. They went to the earth and they got the herbs. Or they went to the witch doctor. Or they went to the shaman or whoever was the one helping people heal in those villages in that time. And we have gotten away. And we have gotten away from that. We have gotten away from the earth medicine. Yeah. So if you hear my voice, the universe is saying, hey, you know what? If I'm doing this, then I know it's a confirmation. If I'm not, then it's just an elevation for confirmation for us to focus more on health is my wealth. The cars we drive, the money we got saved, the trips we take, you know, all this stuff. Those things are just little extras. Your health is the most important thing out of anything. Because when you get sick, you're not worrying about the money. You're not worrying about the job. You saying to yourself, man, I'm not feeling good, man. I gotta get right again. I don't feel good. Trust me, because when I had got deathly ill and I healed myself with them herbs, I'm telling you, I was saying, why me? Then something said, you know what? You're not who you thought you was, huh? We like eggs. We like a carton of eggs. And if you look at eggs, if you don't handle those eggs correctly and drop them, they crack, right? That's kind of like who we are as human beings. So we want to, you know, get with the right people that's living and using the cosmic medicine, whether it's herbs, whether it's eating the right foods, whether it's crystal elixirs, whether it's various different elixirs. Also, I started drinking frankincense elixirs. I thought frankincense was just for lighting up. I started studying and found out, no, it's a medicine. Even the myrrh is various different. I want to lean up on here for a minute. So, you know, it's various different things that we use or we know people that use. And a lot of that stuff be medicine, man. Natural medicine from the earth, from the planet. I'm telling you, we want to connect back to nature. We still want to, you know, work, get, and do the things that humans like to do. But the first and foremost thing we really want to reevaluate is, how healthy am I? What's my health like? You know, like, What's going on with me spiritually? What's going on with me emotionally, monetarily? Because I will tell you this, when you are connected and more stronger in correct alignment, you spend your money differently. You eat differently. You think differently. You move differently. A lot of times we're making these reckless moves is either because we're not applying the information that we have, so we're moving recklessly, we're spending our money recklessly, we're having relationships recklessly, we're doing our jobs recklessly, we're raising our families recklessly, we're leading ourselves recklessly, and that's because we're not in alignment. We're not in alignment. You know, so if you find yourself going through a lot of back and forth with people, you can't get along with people at the job, you got road rage all the time, you know, you're just waking up, you're angry at the world, or, you're just going through, like some stuff. Look at and evaluate what is the cause. What's the cause? And then hopefully, if you really are sincere, the universe will give you the answer and say, okay, this is why you're going through this. This is why you're dealing with this. Because you're not being real with yourself. You're being phony. You people pleasing. You're trying to be on every set. Look at me. I'm shining. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. You know what I'm saying? But then when you by yourself, lights, camera, action is off. Now you're feeling insecure. You're feeling all kind of discombobulations and just all kind of, low frequencies going on. And another thing we want to do, we want to start checking in more into our thoughts, how we think. Why are we thinking the way that we are thinking? We want to really connect to that. So this way, we won't be crashing out. Because don't think that you're exempt from crashing out. Everybody has their, cuckoo crazy side. We all have it. I call it devils and demons. Everybody you see in this planet has a devil and a demon in them. We all do. So I'm not going to be long-winded, but I just want to say, because this is what I wanted to speak about yesterday before the live went off. Become your own best friend, become your own best company, and learn how to love yourself on a deeper level. Don't look for people to love you. You have to first love yourself. And then you will know if they love you. Why? Because you love you. So that means your value increases when you apply these simple steps that I'm speaking about. And what I'm speaking about, been there, done that. And then as I started to sit with myself, sit with, the Creator, and, get honest and real, that's when I started to feel better. And now, I'm in a better state of mind, and I'm able to see when I'm not at my best and when I am at my best. So now I have a direction. So if I mess up, I can pull myself out of that, say, hold up, you're out of pocket. And I want to say this too. The more creative things that you have going on, you will never be bored with your life. You know why you bored? Because you ain't really got a life. You're just going to work and coming home. No. Have some creative processes. Whether it's painting, listen, simple stuff. It don't take a whole lot of money to do certain things. People think, I got to have a whole lot of money and to do this, to do that. No. Go on some YouTube videos and see, okay, what creative things I can do, or what things I can learn. Or, you see people doing creative stuff, see how you can maybe become a part of that, or develop your own creative stuff. Because a lot of times you don't always got to be, Because some of us, you know, we are more like loners, but we're not alone. You know, and that's a beautiful thing. You know, we loners, but we're not alone. No, because we got things that we do that are creative, and we're not just living, but we're thriving. And this is what we want to do. You want to thrive, not just live. And I will tell you this, nobody gets out alive, as we all know. But, you know, as you age out, you want to have quality of life. So that means you got to really start taking better care of yourself. You have to. You got to start somewhere. And so you just take little steps, little baby steps towards wellness. And as you take those baby steps towards wellness, you're going to feel better. You'll spend your money differently. You'll be thinking differently. Your whole frequency will level up. And you'll be more happier and more at peace. And the reason why I'm saying you have to become your own best friend and your own best company and love yourself on a deeper level. So if you don't have people in your life, you got you. And you are the one that has to live inside of your body. So cosmic.